We're going to answer some more questions on Quora. What is the importance of men having a beard in the Orthodox Jewish community? What if they cannot grow a beard? So, there's no requirement to grow a beard. The only requirement is not to shave off the beard. So if a man cannot grow a beard, it might look a little strange, but nonetheless, in certain communities, in other communities, there's actually the understanding is that the destruction of the beard means to take a straight razor and shave off the beard. However, since in most of those communities, the understanding is you're allowed to trim the beard, and since you're allowed to trim the beard, even an electric shaver, generally they say as long as it doesn't have a lift and cut, is considered really the same as a scissor and not I don't know if this guy's trying to get my attention or he's just waving his hand. Anyway, the electric razor is not considered to be prohibited. And so therefore, in the modern Orthodox and in the yeshivish communities, they do allow to trim with an electric razor. And some say as long as it leaves some kind of stubble. The other idea is that you could use like a dilapidatory cream, some kind of a powder or cream that burns off the beard. There are those who say that is also acceptable in Orthodox Judaism. In the Hasidic tradition, they say that the hairs of the beard are the tzinorot. They are like the pipes through which holiness ascends. That's a mystical, Kabbalistic concept. And so in those communities, they don't trim the beard at all for the most part, although some people identify with those communities do cut the beard or trim the beard, and others don't. But if you can't grow a beard, you can't grow a beard. That's it. However, they say that the Baba Sali, who was a great Moroccan mystic, Rabbi Israel Abu Hatzera, so he was a Sephardic Kabbalist, mystic. He could not grow a beard, and he prayed one night that he should grow a beard, and a little bit of a beard started to grow, because he wanted to have somewhat of a beard. So generally that's not a normal idea, that if someone just can't grow a beard, they can't grow a beard. I mean, generally you see a lot of like kind of scraggly type beards in the Hasidic community, not necessarily fuller beards, unless some people do, some people don't. Because they say if you shave it, then it comes in thicker. Since we don't shave, it's not coming in as thick. So that's basically, legally, there's nothing wrong even to cut off the beard. Kabbalistically, mystically, there's a concept that you should not trim it at all, and so that often goes by, it depends on the community. So the Hasidic communities, and I've seen people even in the Hasidic communities, people with Streimel even, who have trimmed beards, but that's generally, if you see something like that, you think of someone who is not as serious in their Hasidic approach, and perhaps someone who is maybe a successful type of a businessman type of person. You see a lot like that they'll you know, I remember the first time I saw that. I was working in a hotel in the Catskills in the summer, and it was more, well-to-do people, and a lot of them they wore all on the Sabbath all the Hasidic clothes. Maybe on the weekday, not as much. Maybe the weekday they wore like a polo shirt, excuse me, or something, and some of them had trimmed beards with the Shtreimel on Shabbos, with Shtreimel and Bekesh on Shabbos. To each his own. I'm not judging. They're good people. I love them very much. I get along with them, but it's a little different than what we do in our circles and what's done typically. Like here, I'm going now into Bloomingburg, and you wouldn't see such a thing. Maybe one or two people who do that. Even most of them, they're not doing that. That's not the typical thing to trim or the beard, but a few people might. But most of the people, the more rabbinical types, they're not going to, as opposed to in the Lithuanian communities, the non-Hasidic ultra-Orthodox, it's much more common to trim the beard, and or to totally shave it off with electric shaver, especially for someone who's single, and then and also for people who maybe come from the Hasidic backgrounds but studied in the Lithuanian yeshivas and didn't keep a Hasidic garb. Same thing is also possible. So that they have no beards at all, and the same thing in the modern Orthodox world. Are there some people in the modern Orthodox world who shave with a razor? Yeah, but that's not halachically permitted according to most understandings. But everybody to each his own. It's not the end of the world. It's a violation of the law. That's basically it. So I remember there was Kalaver Rebbe from Yerushalayim, a distant cousin of my Rebbe. My Rebbe was not so happy that he started that this one in Yerushalayim, before he was in Bnei Brak, started to call himself Kalaver Rebbe. He was a Rav in Ohio for a little bit, and his Ben from Isaac Kalaver, but not his father, not his Zayda, not his elder Zayda were called Kalaver Rebbe, whereas my Rebbe, all of straight from Isaac Kalaver, they were always called Kalaver Rebbe. But the one who passed away in Yerushalayim was the Nazis. Yimach Shemam did some kind of experiment, and he lost his beard, and he grew a little bit. I remember underneath his chin. I remember I'd see him sometimes. Then sometimes if someone, they could lose a beard because of cancer treatment, things like that also. So it happens sometimes, and it's nothing to be ashamed of or anything like that. Rachmana litzlan, we shouldn't have to know from such things. God should protect us from illness and send healing to the world, to those who are in need of healing. Wow, the boat, Naivus Medrash. Wow. Alright, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment. See you later.